after watching Cory Kenshin's latest new video where he was addressing the Panda Ninja situation and he gave his full side, I've come to realize one thing, that I was wrong. Wrong in the sense of not staying completely neutral. In my Hidden Life of Cory Kenshin 2-hour breakdown video, I do address the evidences that I'm seeing that Panda has provided. However, I could have remained more neutral in that video, honestly. I feel like in the terms of me talking about Cory and him being a Christian, those things, I don't think I was wrong on that part. On the things of me talking about Panda Ninja and what she's showed, or the lack thereof of what she hadn't showed, and what she was, I believe, intentionally withholding to not show anyone to keep it more on her side, I had kind of just really kind of stuck a little bit to her side, but I don't believe I was staying neutral as I should. So I will say that and take accountability for that, and I will apologize for that. I will also be going into the Discord myself, my DMs with Panda Ninja from the beginning all the way to the end in real time, addressing the fact how Panda Ninja never even mentioned those messages of 2 times in 2022, or the cropped message of Cory apologizing at all. Panda Ninja reached out to me of July 17th, 2025 on TikTok, straight in the DM. So she had basically reached out saying how she was feeling overwhelmed and she needed someone to talk to about basically all. That was the time when she had first released her 3 slideshow things, talking and addressing about the Cory stuff. That's going to be an important key factor right there. So now heading over to Discord, this is where she basically started her call with me, where we just talked about the situation, what was going on, and what I hoped that, you know, she could get through from what I've been told. Now I'm going to keep scrolling down. We talk for a little bit. This is back when she also had her Discord up. She did take it down after that, I believe, for personal reasons, I'm assuming. It was honestly just a lot of, you know, her calling me and saying what, like, things that she was going through and how she just needed, like, basically comfort for all the hate that was coming her way and stuff. But really, the theme throughout these Discord messages that she was sending me is, it would mainly be about things that she wanted me to go look for or find, or say for things that she thought that was going on with the Cory situation. So she would mention people like harassing, and how she was also going on the Discord messages and everybody would believe her, and all these other things. The thing I'm trying to get at while I scroll through these messages, and you guys can read, I'll try to blur out any of the important information, obviously personal information on her side. The point I'm trying to get at is mainly she never stated anything about the cropped message at all being cropped. Throughout all of the messages, as I scroll down, and as you see this, I might have to speed it up. Throughout the messages, nothing was stated about anything being cropped, and nothing for sure was shown about the 2022 messages twice where she tried to pursue Cory. She never showed any of those things. Now, Max Skyrunner also was involved in this. The 2 closest people to Panda that we were calling, and we even had a group chat right here where she literally invited Mac, myself, and we both just, like, you know, had our little conversation about what was going on. It was just about seeing what we were going to do, right? What we were going to do going forward with what she told us. Now, for me, I believed her, because you have to guys understand this. From my perspective, I never saw those messages until Cory's side came, which I do believe. I take accountability for that, and I'm very sorry. I really kind of should have stayed more neutral. I don't think I stayed neutral enough. Like in my 2-hour breakdown video, I really did kind of like hammer on how if Panda's saying this and if it's true, when really I should have said we don't know if it's true. When Mav and I had gotten in contact with Panda when she made that group chat, she never showed us this at all either. It was never there. It was never stated. It was never mentioned one bit. Really, the common theme in these messages is to show you the context on my side, bro. If you guys can really just, just see what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm not doing this to, like, bash anybody, but on my side, I really did believe her. And I'm going to be honest, I really tried to believe her. Like, I tried to see it, but after I saw what Cory said, it was like a switch just said, okay, bro, now that we're seeing this side, that what Cory put out, and now that she told me, and that's just a lie, pretty much, it's just, like, fake, I don't know what to believe anymore. It's like the whole foundation that was built is just crumbled now. Like, there's nothing to stand on. And really, that's the honest, dead truth, because how am I supposed to believe her now if she withheld that important information about, one, the message was cropped, We know this because Max Skyrunner confirmed that by addressing the apology video that she actually posted that part on her story, TikTok story, I believe, unintentionally, but Matt got it and he posted it, so she never saw that part. Another thing is, too, she pursued him twice in 2022 to Cory Kenshin. The first time, she reached out to him, talked about something, but basically she wanted to get back with him is what it looks like. We highlighted this part right here, which I'm going to reference back in the video, where she said she was thinking about him. So obviously, if you're thinking about someone, you're reaching out to them twice, that means you want to be back with him. And then she also had a big word paragraph where she started to defend herself and say how she's changed, she's no longer the same person, she just didn't feel comfortable being herself at that time. So clearly it's showing and giving that she wanted to go back to the relationship with him. Now, let's head into I'm Just a Regular Guy by Cory Kenshin. We're going to go straight 19 seconds in, 19 minutes and 30 seconds in, of the video where he fully spliced this part and really addressed about the Panda Ninja situation.
Next, I want to talk about the Panda situation. Number 1. Number 2, here's proof that I had already apologized to her over 5 years ago. Coincidentally enough, this is in the exact same text message that she herself cropped when all of this started. But you've gone on to hit me up multiple times. Now, I would like to apologize for the video that she uploaded where I made a very insensitive attempt at humor. I cringed extremely hard looking at myself from 8 years ago, but what I was talking about was something that should never be joked about.
Number 1 that I really like to see in this video that Cory made, he fully acknowledged and addressed how it was never essay in the beginning, so I kind of knew, okay, he's saying something right here. Because if Cory, in my mind, from what Panda told me with that information that was basically manipulated, because I didn't know the full story, the full side, it looked like to me that he wasn't gonna maybe say anything about it, or he was just gonna blow up the whole thing and just not say anything about essay in general or whatever it was. But we know it was never implied, so that was the Cory fan base, at least the parasocial side. Point being is, though, when Cory had said she never alleged this, but those that missed it, here you go, that was a green flag for me, right? So I said, okay, at least he's acknowledging no essay was there, which is good because he never implied it in the beginning. Panda didn't imply it in the beginning. And he does actually own up and say how he should have never made a comment like that as well. Number 2, going forward, when he gave the proof of his message, it reads, that was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever. Lol. But we're going to read it and continue anyways. I sincerely wish that everything comes back in an early stage as possible. You can beat this. I know you can. I treated you bad, and I apologized for that. I also talked to Max Skyrunner in this message that we see with the timestamp February 14, 2020. When he said, I treated you bad and I apologize for that, but I get it, it seems that he also apologized before, prior to sending this apology as well with her cancer reveal. So when she also gave this to Cory, that was something that was never sent to me or even mentioned to me, Max Skyrunner, or anyone else in the Discord video, the Discord messages at all from Panda. I'm trying to give you guys like a glimpse into like what I was seeing and how really what was withheld and what I didn't get a chance to really fully dissect myself from what she gave me. So it was just really like, it was essentially bits and pieces of what she wanted to paint, which is really messed up if you ask me. But hey, the truth will come to light and God is not going to stand for that. So we're seeing that unfold right now as we speak. Anyways, reading forward, I will pray for you immediately and may God's will prevail. Cory then goes on to state how he already apologized to her over 5 years ago. Her response, which read, I feel like an idiot sometimes reaching out to you, but I feel like I needed to tell you. I just found out I have breast cancer. I was diagnosed Friday after having surgery on Wednesday last week to remove a mass in my breast that was sent for a biopsy and came back to have cancer. You don't have to say anything or even reply back because that's what I'm used to from you. Now that part, bro, like I've seen people react to that, and I'm gonna be honest, that is passive aggressiveness, bro, because it's like when she's going on this and saying, well, yeah, I also had cancer. Well, I'm not making fun of cancer, bro. Like that's true, but which is, yeah. And also you never reply back to me anyways. And you know, I'm okay with it because you treated me like trash. And like, that's passive aggressiveness. That is the definition, textbook definition of passive aggressiveness, 100%. So now that I'm seeing it in this lens that Cory provided, again, forgive me guys. I apologize. I really should have probably remained more neutral. I completely agree. It is passive aggressiveness, and she mainly probably, in my mind, what I'm thinking is cropped that part out, essentially the passive aggressive part, cut it off to make it look like he was saying that, and blew it up and just posted it on the internet. Like, the internet wouldn't go crazy about it. Like, Panda, if you're watching this, seriously, like I don't understand why you just did that to yourself. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Going forward in the message, though. You don't have to say anything or even reply back because that's what I'm used to from you. But once the MRI comes back, to the extent of my breast cancer, I wanted to let you know that I really wish you weren't how you were with me. I really wished all the time that I was enough, even if it was as a friend. Very interesting word choice there, as a friend. Trying to remain close, maybe. I'm not sure. But you treated me like I was trash, and I'm okay with that now. Again, that passive aggressiveness is there. That's what it is. I know how much I'm worth, and you didn't deserve that anyways. That God doesn't like ugly. Okay. But a part of me cared for your well-being, even when I had every reason to not give a damn. I just hope for your happiness, and I will be fighting this cancer until my last breath. I found that God doesn't like ugly part a little ironic because I actually completely agree, but God also doesn't like lying, along with other sins that we should not be doing. And to be honest, I mean, that's what we're seeing now. You cropped out something that Cory did say. And also in the reply he gave, it does seem that he apologized prior. I already referenced that, but he did apologize prior. So if we're seeing this now, and we were withheld this information, I didn't see it, Max Gardner didn't see it. Well, he actually saw this in a story post, but she never showed it in the light of day ever again after that. So I'm thinking that was an accidental thing, and now we're seeing the full picture that Cory just gave us. And now we get into the May 2nd, 2022. Starting off with the first message, in May 2nd of 2022, timestamps are provided. This is valid. Panda reaches out saying, hey, I need to ask you something. Message me when you get a chance. Thanks. Cory then says, hey, what's up? You're a bit late, lol, but some girl messaged me at random on IG about you, and it's weird. She was asking me questions about you. Basically, apparently she liked you, and she knew we talked before. Just thought we should know. You should know. She messaged me from a private account, blogged me. So, okay, this is 2 years later from 2020 of February? Yeah, February, March, April. Yeah. Again, this was never shown ever in any of the Discord chats. You can go rewind. Nothing about this was shown or in a call, leading me to believe this was purposely withheld. Now, here's the thing. With me coming on here and showing you guys this information, my question is this. Like, if I'm in this situation, bro, and I continually, like, in some multiverse, I continually still defended Hardcore Panda, and I see this information I still did, then you guys can start bashing on me in those comment sections, bro. But at least I'm coming on here in humility, right, in humbleness, and saying, I freaked out, bro, so please forgive me for that. But secondly, with Panda Ninja saying this and not showing me this, Panda, if you're watching this, please listen and listen closely. Number one, how do you expect me to believe anything you're saying if you left this part out? And going forward, too, stating I also had one more thing to say, question mark from Cory Kenshin. I sort of kind of been thinking about you and left all of this out. You clearly were attempting to pursue him in a relationship again 2 years later. That's what it is. There's nothing you can do. And honestly, how this seems, it looks bad because he left you on red the second time in November. Now it just seems like you're just really getting upset, angry, a lot of pettiness, I would say, coming from that side, and you're kind of just trying to get back at him because of those things. If you're watching this, Panda, there is time to literally squash all of this. You can just come out honestly and say, yeah, I did that. I should have let go. Forgive me, guys. Internet will move on. Do not go forward with this, bro. I did call her, and I told her, don't do it. Panda Ninja, if you're watching this by some chance, I don't know if you're going to watch the whole video, stand down, bro. Stand down. Because honestly, if you purposely withheld this information, how am I supposed to believe anything else you said? Anything else you said about, I don't know, in your past. And all those other things could be altered or lied on. I can't see you the same, and I can't trust you the same for sure if you're leaving stuff out like this. You're saying Cory did this, and yet Cory shows a complete different side that you never dared to show anyone else. You still have time. Do what you can. When you say God doesn't like ugly, don't participate in the ugliness. This is very ugly. I don't know what to tell you. It's not too late, all right? I'm still praying for you, and I'm still praying that you can do the right thing and just literally maybe even come out and just admit, like, you were just being very emotional. And, emotions were high, and you can still have a chance to squash this while you have time. I will also be addressing Panda's story that she posted on TikTok. I'm going to be playing that right here. I'll give that a chance to load up for you guys, and you can watch it here.
The only fucking thing I agree with in that whole video that I saw clips of, because I didn't bother to even watch it, is that he told y'all to leave me alone. And y'all willingly still come in my inbox. Number 2 is, I am not the girl you used to know. And when you willingly decided to blow the trumpet or the dog whistle like you just did, there's consequences to that.
She said in the beginning that she only agreed with Cory pretty much to people to stop harassing her. But she never mentioned anything about, one, watching the full video. She said she didn't have time to watch the video or whatever it is. So already off the bat, you not watching the video shows me he probably said something that was true that kind of hit. Secondly, you never addressed anything about you cropping out the message. Rather, in fact, when I called you, if I recall, you kept telling me over and over again how he fabricated those messages, but you can't fabricate something with timestamps. And if you fabricated it in the first place, you also never really explained fully why in the first place did you pursue him twice, if even in your own video on Mavitech you said you stopped contacting Cory like around 2018 or something. You never touched on that. That's honestly all I really got to say about this situation. I wanted to address some comments about my 2-hour video. Giving a shout out to Sineo, if that's his name. I feel like he was genuinely asking this question, and he really did kind of, him along with Max Garner, pushed me to really make this video. I want to address his comments and kind of go line by line. We'll try to and really see what I can answer the most from this. Bro says, hey, I was hoping you could answer some questions for me because I just don't understand, and I hope you respond. First of all, in the comments, you keep mentioning these 4 other women. That is true, I did. But neither Mav, Panda, or you showed them. How are we supposed to know they exist, or any of y'all are telling the truth, which is a very fair question. When you're not showing any proof of these women, and if they do exist, is there any proof that they actually have a connection to Cory, and they're not just saying that because people do lie? Now, with the 4 women, this is what I was told, thank you for reminding me about this, by Panda Ninja. She told me that there were 4 other women that were there. Now, because of me watching this Cory video, and I acknowledge it as truth of what Cory said, I'm not saying he's not true, I myself have come to see that that is possibly a lie. That could be a lie. Now, these 4 women is something that even Mav stated they have statements on. We have not even seen these women. They say that these women are 2, from what Panda told me verbatim, 2 were anonymous and 2 decided to write statements. But Panda is interesting. Panda also brought up how there's a 5th woman apparently now that is going to talk in real IRL on a video or whatever it is. This led me to believe, because of everything we saw now with Panda Ninja and these 4 other women, this could very well be a lie from Panda Ninja or from Mavitech to just further kind of just drag this through the mud even more. You are right, people do lie. My problem here was when I actually did say that those 4 women could be, there. I think I should have stayed way more neutral on that, honestly. Probably not even talked about it at all. But I will admit and say that with these 4 women, all we can really do is watch and see. I don't think they're real anymore. And what can I believe from Panda if she already withheld that biggest chunk of information that Cory just provided us and we're seeing now? So that pretty much touches up on the 4 women that I mentioned. I don't believe it's real now, and gotta see it from my eyes, man. Like, I really did believe that there were 4 women, but I really kind of should have. I saw no proof about it. There, no text messages from the 4 other women, no DMs from the 4 other women, no nothing. I just heard word of it. It was just basically hearsay. So there's that. Second of all, didn't she admit in one video that there was no cheating? So she shouldn't magically be saying this now means what she's lying, or I'm missing something. Possibly. I don't really remember that no cheating part. I'm being really honest. I'm not just saying it to say it. I don't, but I think so. Maybe, I'm not sure. But anyways, moving on. Third of all, I seen the Xbox messages. The only thing that those actually proved to me is that Cory ghosted her in those messages. True, pretty much. He was also being a bad boyfriend, I would say that, which is also true now, as well as the timeline of the situation. Cory was going through a lot of mentally and with his family, so he had a reason to ghost, but then he was mature, respectful, took accountability, and was understanding. Please explain to me what was bad about those messages, because I just don't see it, and it's not that I don't want to see it, I just honestly don't. I don't. Can you please explain this? Of course, again, from my side, from what I'm seeing, when she had mentioned those messages with Cory, they're real. They're real. The problem is she completely took out the fact that he had apologized. Not once, but twice, because in the apology of 2020 in February, he stated how he apologized earlier. So I think what she did was she kind of ripped that out and only presented the pieces of everything that happened in the past with Cory. Mainly with him being a bad boyfriend, doing all these things. And mind you, he apologized saying how he was immature and did a lot of ghosting. So that already goes to show me that from my mind, I never saw that. Like, you have to understand, I never saw those things like those pieces like I showed you until Cory saw it. So that goes on to, I should have remained more neutral before I saw something. So I think she really tried to piece a narrative where she tried to paint Cory as this really bad, like, person, which he was bad. He did a lot of bad things, but now in the present, he's changed. Like, he's apologized and he's probably changed. I hope he's changed. But I think she was just trying to run with a narrative of saying he's the same person he is in his past to now. But now that you're coming to say that, I do agree. I think he was just a bad boyfriend and did do a lot of that stuff. I mean, also with what he said too about with the whole God stuff and all that Christianity stuff, I don't really know I mean, it's true. It's just between God and Cory. I mean, I do still pray that he can reap more of the fruits of the Spirit, as the Bible says we should on his videos. But honestly, I just don't know what to believe. It's just a lot of confusing stuff and a lot of lies. But let's keep going forward. Fourth of all, the evidence that she gave you, the one about Cory's baby and his girlfriend, those aren't really evidence. She took a random screenshot of a girl and claimed that's his girlfriend. But what's the actual proof? And Cory holding a baby in the background of the family photos doesn't instantly mean that that's his child. It could be his cousin, his nephew, or niece, any baby relative. Do you have any other kind of proof that the baby is his or his girlfriend other than Panda claiming it? Well, that part is true too. Yes, it is kind of true. Because there's Facebook images, if you look at it, that stuff is public information. But the thing is, I think Panda just digged into that by not already addressing the fact that she tried to pursue Cory twice in 2022 and cropped out the message. So that part is real because the Facebook message is real, but I don't think it really applies to anything. I guess if we could say that maybe Cory, I'm saying maybe because I honestly don't know if she's telling the truth or of what it was, that he was dating her at the same time he was dating Panda, possibly. But I think that is true. The evidence stands because it's on the Facebook. She has a picture of Cory and them, like, Cory's kissing her on the cheek. I think that circulated even on TikTok. I'm just saying, from what it seems, I believe it's his child. There's also a family photo of that. I think it is. I'm just throwing that up in the air. I honestly can't tell you 100% for sure. But just coming up on here and, owning up to the mistake, I think is what makes a real man. And humbleness, I think, is one of the key factors in becoming a man of God too. Right? We always have to humble ourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so at the right time He may exalt us. Not for the exaltation, but for the fact that it is the right thing to do. So, yes, that's the end of all this and the whole Cory situation, what Cory said. Now, guys, I think the best thing we can do is, as Cory said, do not engage. With how everything's going, it's not looking good. Like, I don't see how Panda could keep going forward with this, or Mav Attack for that matter, and just freaking, rage bait farm. I mean, it just wouldn't serve any purpose. So the less attention we give to it, the less it'll be relevant. If we do give attention to it, just make it die down. I mean, at this point, though, with that being said, I do think Cory can take legal action with that because he kind of showed he did apologize. So he could probably just send a cease and desist or something and then just get it, shut up once and for all. But we'll have to see. But anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. There's my whole Cory Kenshin reaction to the message he gave. If you guys enjoy my content, definitely like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. I appreciate you guys for your support. I will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Take care.